Hi, welcome to the channel. Today is the second day of the ninth chapter, that is Think Right to White People. Let's start. Recently, an associate and I were returned to do a preliminary screening of an applicant for an industrial sales job. We found the applicant, whom we will call Ted, to have some good qualifications. He was exceptionally intelligent, made a fine appearance, and seemed to have a lot of ambition. But we found something that forced us to disqualify him, at least temporarily. Ted's big limitation was this: he accepted perfection in other people. Ted was annoyed by many little things, like mistakes in grammar, people who were messy with cigarettes, people who had taste in clothes, and so on. Ted was surprised to learn this fact about himself, but he was eager to get into higher paying work, and he asked whether there was anything we could tell him to help overcome his weakness. We made three suggestions. Number one, recognize the fact that no person is perfect. Some people are more nearly perfect than others, but no man is absolutely perfect. The most human quality about human beings is that they make mistakes, all kind of them. Number two, recognize the fact that the other fellow has a right to be different. Never play good, never play God about anything. Never dislike people because their habits are different from your own, or because they prefer different clothes, religion, parties, or automobiles. You don't have to approve of what another fellow does, but you must not dislike him for doing it. Number three, don't be a reformer. Put a little more live and let live into your philosophy. Most people intensely dislike being told you are wrong. You have a right to your own opinion, but something it's better to keep it to yourself. Ted consciously applied these suggestions. A few months later, he had a fresh outlook. He now accepts people for what they are, neither 100% good nor 100% bad. Besides, he says the things that used to annoy the heck out of me, I now find amusing. It finally dawned on me what a dull world this would be if people were or alike and everybody was perfect. Note this simple but key fact: no person is all good and no person is all bad. The perfect person just doesn't exist. Now, if we let our thinking go uncontrolled, we can find much to dislike in almost anyone. But the same token, it was manage our thinking properly. If we think right toward people, we can find many qualities to like and admire in the same person. View it this way: your mind is a mental broadcasting station. This broadcasting system transmits messages to you on two equally powerful channels. Channel P means positive and channel N means negative. Let's see how your broadcasting system works. Suppose that today your business superior, we will call Mr. Jacobs, called you into his office and reviewed your work with you. He complimented you on your work, but he also made some specific suggestion on how you can do it better. Tonight, it's only natural for you to recall the incident and do something about it. If you tune in channel N, the announcer will be saying something like this: "Watch out, Jacob is out to get you. He's a crab. You don't need any of his advice. To heck with it. Remember what Joe told you about Jacobs. He was right. Jacobs went to grind you down like he did Joe. Resist him. Next time he calls you in, fight back. Better still, don't wait. Tomorrow go in and ask him just what he really meant by his criticism." But tune in channel P and the announcer will say something along these lines: "You know, Mr. Jacobs is a pretty good fellow. Those suggestions he made to me seem pretty sound. If I put them to use, I can probably do a better job and position myself for an increase. The old boy did me a favor. Tomorrow I will go in and thank him for his constructive help." Bill was right. Jacobs is a good man to work with. In this specific case, if you listen to channel and you are almost certain to make some bad, perhaps fatal mistake in your relations with your superior. But if you were tuned to channel P, you are definitely certain to benefit from your superior's suggestion and at the same time draw yourself closer to him. He will appreciate that visit. Try it and see. Bear in mind, the longer you stay tuned to either channel P or channel N, the more interested you become and the harder it is to switch channels. This is true because one thought, positive or negative, sets off a whole chain reaction of similar thought. You may, for example, start off with such a simple, minor, negative thought as a person's or accent and find yourself soon thinking negatively about such unrelated topics as his political and religious beliefs, the car he drives, his personal habits, his relationship with his wife, even the way he combs his hair. And thinking this was surely won't get you where you want to go. You own it, so manage your thought broadcasting station. When your thoughts turn to people, make channel P your listening habit. If channel N cuts in, stop, then switch channels. To make the switch, all you must do is think of one positive quality about the individual. In the true chain reaction style, this one thought will lead to another and another, and you will be glad. When you are alone, you and only you can decide whether you will listen to channel P or channel N. But when you are talking with someone else, that person has measure to control over how you think. We must remember that most people do not understand the concepts of thinking right toward people. So it's a very common experience for people to come rushing to you just itching to say something negative about a person you both know. A coworker wants to tell you about the objectionable qualities of another employee. A neighbor wants to let you know the domestic problems of another neighbor, or a customer wants to itemize the faults of his competitor whom you will call on next. Thoughts breed like thoughts. There is a real danger that if you listen to negative comments about another person, you too will go negative toward that person. In fact, if you are not on guard, you may actually find yourself adding fuel to the fire with yes, and that's not all. Did you hear? Type of comment. These things backfire boomerang. There are two ways to prevent others from switching us from channel P to channel N. One way is to switch topics as quickly and quietly as possible with some remark like, "Pardon me, John, but while I think of it, I have been meaning to ask you." A second way is to excuse yourself with a, "Sorry, John, I am late now," or "I have deadline to meet. Will you excuse me?" Make a forceful promise to yourself. Refuse to let others prejudice your thinking. Stay tuned to channel P. Once you have mastered the technique of thinking only good thoughts about people, greater success is granted. Thank you so much. We will meet next with the ahead topics. If you are new on the channel, subscribe the channel and press bell icon so that you will get the notification about new video upload. Don't forget to like and share.